Hey everyone, it's Craig with One Man's Cancer Journey. Thanks for joining me again this week. So last week I gave you an update 2 days after or the day after my chemotherapy, and things were going well. I may have spoken a little bit too early on that one. While I didn't have severe side effects, which I'm grateful for, I did have Sunday through Wednesday, I had an extreme level of fatigue that I have not felt before. Getting through the workday, taking a nap before dinner, I was just really, really tired. So I'm hoping that some of that is simply my body learning to adjust to the new drug regimen, and that as we go through this, I won't have that same level of fatigue. It's challenging because I have two main jobs that my family has shared with me that I should be focusing on during this time period. One is doing my day-to-day job and making sure that we continue to have an income coming in without having to go on disability earlier than necessary. And so I continue to work through there, and they've been great in allowing me to have some flexibility in when I put in my hours, and making sure that I'm also trying to take care of myself. The second role that I've been given is to fight the cancer. And that is a primary role of learning to get through some of this chemo side effects and things. And I understand those are two key roles, but as a father, as a husband, I still want to be able to continue to support and do things for my family that I would have done in the past. And so this weekend we took the opportunity, I took the bus from Orlando up to Gainesville to visit with Mariana at Santa Fe Teaching Zoo. And what I really enjoyed, I could have driven, but with numb feet, I didn't feel comfortable driving by myself for 2 hours. So I took the bus, and I've been up here for most of the weekend, heading back tomorrow on Memorial Day to be back with Megan. And while I was here, I had the opportunity to take her car to Sam's Club and get one of the tires checked out because it kept losing air. Turns out there was a nail in it. So I was glad that, she's working six days a week with school and taking care of animals at the zoo. So it was nice that I was able to come up and get that fixed for her and feel like I was adding something. The other thing that this trip has done has given me a change of scenery. I don't realize how you can get cabin fever, but because I am working in the house, because I'm tired and I stay in the house and sleep and don't do a whole lot outside of the house during on weeks and off weeks, you get a little bit of cabin fever. And so coming up here and kind of seeing the beautiful view that you can see behind me, I'm sitting on her porch, it just gives a different perspective and maybe a new freshness. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that, to visit, to feel useful and do things other than just my job and fighting the cancer. This week I've struggled a bit. As I have shared my story, others have been sharing their story with me. And in some ways it can be challenging not to feel jealous or why me. And what I mean by that is for the past 10 months plus, I've been fighting cancer every other week, going in for chemotherapy. And we're not seeing the progress that we would like to see. We're not seeing growth, which is wonderful, and I'm very grateful for that. But we're also not seeing the shrinkage. And so it's hard for me to envision the end game. When do we get to a point where I'm in remission, or where I only have to go into chemotherapy maybe once a month? And that's hard when I hear stories of others that they've either found their cancer earlier, or it's located in a place in their body where they're able to go in and have surgery or radiation, and basically the cancer goes into remission pretty quickly. And so I've been struggling with that this week and trying to understand, as a person of faith, why me? And I don't want to feel sorry for myself, but I also want to be honest with folks that as a cancer patient, when you see others going through it and they get through faster, it's hard to take. On the same token, as I've gone in for infusions, I've seen others who are struggling more than me. And so that I know I'm somewhere in the middle. But it is hard to say, well, why couldn't I have found it 3 months earlier, 6 months earlier? So it was just still in my gastric system, and maybe surgery could have taken care of it. Why did it have to spread to my liver, which is where we're seeing the growth? And so I just wanted to share that with folks, that it's a reality that you feel that. And I'm not sorry that I feel that, but it's just an honest admission to you to know that if you're supporting someone who has cancer, if you have cancer, it's okay to feel that way. The other thing that happened this week was Megan found out that her father, who's in a nursing home, was diagnosed with lung cancer that has metastasized to his bones. And so they have entered him into hospice care. And so on top of having to care for me and our family, and me being away and not being there to support her this weekend when she got the news, we're trying to figure out how to get her up to Philadelphia so that she can visit. So she's going to go up on Wednesday just for the day, fly up in the morning and back in the afternoon. But hopefully we'll be able to figure out another way for her to get up there again to see him at least one or two more times. We don't have a timeline on how long he has, but we do know that he has been given morphine every 3 hours, which to me sounds like it's pretty serious and it's spreading pretty quickly. But I ask if you pray, that you pray for Megan. And again, I was feeling good about this weekend, getting some new perspective, but then I also feel guilty that I wasn't home. The whole idea was that I would come up here and Megan would get a respite from me, and not having to take care of me or worry about me, because I'd be up here with Mariana, who would be taking care of me. And so her weekend kind of got a little ruined on Friday when that information was shared, but I've spoken with her each day and she seems to be doing okay with it. So I just ask for prayers for that. For my gratitude moment this week, I'm grateful for a number of nonprofit and not-for-profit agencies that provide services to cancer patients like myself. While I have not necessarily taken advantage of any of these specific services, I know that they're out there, and I'm beginning to learn more and more about them should I choose to partake in them or feel that I need them. This week I was made aware of a not-for-profit called Healing Hearts Respite Foundation. It functions out of the Outer Banks, and they provide housing and respite for cancer patients and their families, whether it be respite from the regimen of chemotherapy, or in this particular case, my brother's friend Dale, who has chosen to cease his chemotherapy treatments. They're providing him an opportunity to spend a week with his family at the Outer Banks and enjoy family time together. And so I'm grateful for these agencies that see the need to support cancer patients in this way, and that all those who make donations to organizations like this, or the American Cancer Society, that help patients like myself and like Dale and like many others who are dealing with high medical costs, but also the opportunity to maybe step away and enjoy life, or if they're towards their end of their life, to have some special memories that they can create together as a family before they pass on. And so this week, I'm grateful for the many not-for-profits that are out there that provide these types of services, and for the people that make donations to them that make these services possible. My name's Craig. I'm with One Man's Cancer Journey, and I wish for you a blessed week.